One city, one club. Newcastle, united in football. Welcome to the official review of Newcastle United Football Club, season 2003-2004. Coming up, all the games, all the goals on Tyneside and across Europe. The night of Newcastle, Sir Bobby's candid views on a challenging 9 months. Same old Shearer, still always scoring. The captain logs the season. Focus on youth. Shola and co look to United's future.
And, I want to be a great player for Newcastle United, there's no doubt about it. So, I've been working, as hard as I can to get to that point.
A mixed pre-season for Sir Bobby. Newcastle had lost the Premier League Asia Cup on a penalty shootout. But Alan Shearer had scored 6 times in the 6 warm-up games, and he had a new teammate. Lee Bowyer had arrived on a free from West Ham, but a 6-match European ban from his time at Leeds would delay his Newcastle debut. United's European qualifying tie was against Partizan Belgrade, the champions of Serbia-Montenegro. Their manager, the former German international Lothar Matthäus, had battled with Sir Bobby's England side in the World Cup semi-final in 1990. This time, a place in the Champions League was the prize at stake.
Brian with the free kick forwards. Robert is out wide looking to create something. And he gets it again. Somebody needs to get the ball into the middle. Robert has done. Shearer's there, but Solano scores! Nobby Solano after 38 minutes. What a precious away goal for Newcastle. They've made a long trip, but that's what they came to see. Excellent delivery into the danger zone by Robert, and Solano was on the spot.
Nobby Solano lost his place for the opening Premiership match of the season. Lee Bowyer stepped in to make his debut, back at Elland Road, along with Jonathan Woodgate, to face their old team, Leeds United.
Real pacey break this by Newcastle. Bellamy's taking up the running. Here comes Kieran Dyer. Penalty. Radaby's foul. And the referee points to the spot. Dyer too quick for him. That's a penalty. And that'll be Shearer. Here goes the captain. As safe as houses for 1-0. 20 minutes gone. Robinson guessed and got it wrong. Speed. That's a slightly careless one. Sacco. And here's Viduka. And the lead lasts only 5 minutes. Mark Viduka, 1-1. That's really launched forwards. Viduka. Newcastle have to deal with it again. Bernard. Oh, that's fallen straight to Alan Smith. And the local hero puts Leeds ahead. 57 minutes, it's 2-1. Bernard has got to put that behind him. Aaron Hughes into the middle. That's free, and that's Shearer, and it's 2-2. Alan Shearer, 3 minutes to go. The captain to the rescue again. All about determination. Matteo tried to get to it. Shearer wasn't having it. 2-2.
An encouraging start at Elland Road. Now for the big one. Manchester United first up at St James's, the team who'd killed the Magpies' championship dream just 4 months earlier.
Robert takes. It's Shearer! It's Alan Shearer for Newcastle United.
What a header. I told you earlier, it's great delivery. There's a little nudge. Was it a nudge or a slip? Hard to say from that angle, but what you can't deny, it's a thumping Shearer header. Absolutely thumping. In it goes. Keeper can't get there.
Well, it's United of Manchester that are controlling the game at the minute, Martin.
Keane. Oh, Van Nistelrooy this time. You can't keep giving him chance. Keane again. Well, it's ended up in the net. Roy Keane has been at the architect of it all, and Manchester United celebrate, leading by 2 goals to 1.
Rarely has a single game at St James's Park had so much at stake as the home leg against Partizan Belgrade. The efforts of the previous season, finishing 3rd in the Premiership, had to be made to count. Jonathan Woodgate was back in after missing Man United. Solano had switched with Bowyer again. Hugo Viana started for Laurent Robert. United had an away goal in the bank. A place in the Champions League would bank them millions. But the 37,000 supporters were silenced by Belgrade 4 minutes into the second half. Iliev's leveller would take the tie into extra time. Robert and Jermaine Genius were both on for the extra half an hour. JJ's header, Newcastle's best chance, was agonisingly wide. And the match went to an agonising penalty shootout.
Alan Shearer to go first for Newcastle. Shearer looking to lead to the front and lifted it miles over the bar. First penalty for Partizan, and Given saves it. Dyer with Newcastle's second penalty. Here goes Dyer, and Claudia saved it. 3 penalties and no one's found the net yet. This is not Mateus' style. Here goes Nash, and he's put that one away. Jonathan Woodgate, the defender, steps forward. Nobody's found the net yet. Here comes Woodgate, and that's saved as well. Claudia, the hero. Partizan, Stojanowski with the kick. Shagan, can he come up with another one? Oh, he's hit the woodwork, and Newcastle are hanging on. Can he produce a penalty? Amiobi. At last, Newcastle have found the net. Chakar, and he smashes it past Given, who gets a hand to it. Push! This one for a place in the Champions League. Iliev, and it's over the top. Can you believe this? Bobby has resorted to playing. Remember the Asian Cup and that cheeky chipped effort. This time Genius goes for it, and he put it away, and Newcastle have got the advantage. Here goes Illich, and he's put it away. That was Joe Cool. It's make or break every time now. Aaron Hughes. Boy, there is some tension in this ground tonight. Aaron Hughes wastes no time. Straight up there. He's put it wide as well. Just a bit too hurried. Can Newcastle get out of jail again? Jerkovic. And he's buried it. And it's Partizan Belgrade who go through. And Newcastle are out on penalties.
We'd thrown all the previous season's good work away in one game. We'd done a good job over there, getting a good result, and we did throw it away. It was a tough game, and when it goes to penalties, it's really a lottery, and it's very tough to take. And that was the start of a very poor start to a season, and it was hard to get over that.
They stayed firmer than we did, kept their composure better than we did, and knocked better penalties than we did. So we went out. It was a terrible blow.
We certainly lost money that night because, as we all know, I mean, last season, in the public figures, we took about 15 million income off the Champions League, so you can imagine it wasn't a pleasant experience that night to see 15 million disappear out of the Champions League budget.
And if that was costly, then ultimately so was this. Newcastle finished the opening month with a home defeat to Birmingham City.
It's done. This is Johnson, down he goes, and it is a penalty. I don't think there can be any argument. It's the standing left back, Gary Speed. Saved by Gibbon, and done on the rebound.
Speed. This is Robert doing his own thing out there as he does. Robert again. That's a clumsy challenge there on Lindelof, and this could be trouble. Robert's already been booked. A yellow card again and a red one to follow, and Laurent Robert, back in the team today, is off. Well, it was a half a challenge at best, but it was a foul. Shearer, the chip over, and Dyer's away here. Dyer with a real chance on goal. That's a penalty. Naismith penalised for the foul on Dyer, who was flying. Gary Naismith leaning into him and then hooking him down. Shearer with a chance then. Right in the roof of the net. Another emphatic penalty by Alan Shearer. He just whacks them. Bramble challenging for it. Appealing for a penalty. The ball is loose and Radzinski is onto it. There was chaos in the box there, looking for a penalty for a moment, but the defence never got it away and they were punished. Bellamy at walking pace for a change. Plenty in the middle. Waiting for the right service. That'll come back again. Bernard now. Bernard into the box. And that's a second penalty. Joseph Yobo, the guilty man for Everton. Bernard was after the ball. Yobo came across and he went flying over his shin. What will Shearer do this time? He'll score. That's what he'll do. It's 2-1, Alan Shearer. Just as powerful wherever he puts it. And the substitute keeper, Nigel Martin, not a chance. Radzinski breaking there, Genus is with him. And Rob Stiles has given the third penalty of the game. And now it's Everton who've got the chance to even it up. 3 minutes left. It's a yellow card for Genus. Radzinski going down the outside. There was a bit of a lean into him. The arms were linked. Duncan Ferguson against his old team, and that is 2-2 in a game dominated by penalties.
It's going to be Robert to play the in-swinger. The ball goes into the area. Oh, did it clip the crossbar? It is big, the Finnish goalkeeper. A lot of movement in that 6-yard box, and the ball was whipped in with terrific pace. Comes back for Bellamy, and now the header is that time it really was against the bar, no question, as Woodgate goes in for a follow-up, and down goes Josko Lyman to make the save.
Right at the very beginning, we'd suffered 2 blows. We had to be men about it, not children, and it took a little while to get over that, but eventually I think we did. You know, we got the season going.
The silver lining to the Champions League cloud was a place in the UEFA Cup against the gold of NAC Breda. A tremendous atmosphere was generated by the Dutch supporters. A tremendous result was enjoyed by the black and whites.
And Bellamy's on here, great chance, can he open it here? Yes he can! And Newcastle have the lead at last. And that long, long drought has now come to an end. Beautiful glance on that by Shearer. It was cool, and it had to be. He's away. Bellamy is there. And Robert's through now. We said he was going to find a space. Can he finish? Serves it out, and there it is. Number 2 for Bellamy. And the ball that came back across from Robert had to be 100% accurate. Robert with the corner. Bramble going into all the near post. Shearer's in there as well. Oh, yes! What a goal from Titus Bramble. That was an absolute rocket. What is going now? Shearer, one step. Shearer! Alan Shearer. 4 goals to 0. You just had the feeling that you knew what was coming next. There, standing too short off him, Shearer. Slips one. Amiobi's waiting in the centre. Oh, fuck! There it is. Beautiful goal from Ambrose. He's been on, what, 4 minutes? And he adds another to an already impressive total.
Away to Arsenal. Newcastle still needed their first win in the Premiership, but they paid the penalty for a slip of the hand. The Gunners wouldn't slip in the league all season.
Hanging on a bit, Newcastle defensively. A little ragged.
Laura. There's a miscue, and it's led to a goal by Henry. It was Bramble's mistake this time, and there's no reprieve. Henry scores at Highbury again, and Arsenal lead Newcastle 1-0. Broken back the way of Newcastle, and they are level with Laurent Robert.
Yeah, that's a lovely ball across, but full match to Robert. He's alive, he's alert for anything that might be played there.
Slipping out of the competition, slipping to the ground. Here is O'Brien, and it's Wiltor to Ljungberg.
Missed it.
Off the post. No one following in for Arsenal. But here's Perez, and it's Gilberto. Arsenal lead for a second time tonight.
And the problem Arsene Wenger's got now is, does he risk keeping him on and risk losing him for 4 or 5 weeks when he might be back in 10 days if he gets him off now and the treatment started?
Dyer. That's Bernard.
Oh, what a goal.
2-2 at Highbury. Olivier Bernard.
And it's the pace it takes it past the goalkeeper. And Kieran Dyer, for the second time in the match, as provider.
Arsenal running up on the edge of the area. The outswinger from Perez.
Handball, was it?
Penalty.
Up he goes. No, he wasn't. No, that's a penalty.
It's a suicidal moment, isn't it? A handball called against him. Henry, who missed his last penalty, of course, but doesn't miss this one. Impudently done. And Arsenal, for the 3rd time tonight, lead at Highbury.
Inspired by the Arsenal performance, it was time to mark a first Premiership win with a landmark goal from the skipper at home to his first club.
O'Brien backpedals, confidently runs it out of defence. Bellamy chasing the bits and pieces, and there was a thumb pushing the back of the defender, not seen by the referee. Alan Shearer looking for goal 250, but denied it by Anthony Amy. There's Bernard to Bellamy. Good ball through Shearer! Goal 250 in top-flight football! We all knew it was coming, it's just a case of when. Well, a big thank you to Jermaine Genus. It was his precise pass right into the Shearer territory. A well-rehearsed routine. O'Brien to Shearer. Genus, he's had a good game. Bellamy. His kind of moment, just a defender to beat, to get to goal. He does so, but he can't get past the excellent Anthony Amy.
The 5 goals against Breda made the away leg a formality as Newcastle marched on in the UEFA Cup.
Genus encouraged to drive through the middle here. Jermaine Genus, he's got men left and right. He's slipped his man in. This is a big chance. Newcastle United score an outstanding goal through Laurent Robert. Beautifully created by Jermaine Genus, and that will do for the travelling hordes.
October had started well. It was United's purple patch. But trips to Middlesbrough and then Fulham would bring Newcastle's only 2 away wins of the entire Premiership campaign.
Deriva. Nice touch there by Mendieta. Nemeth. Danny Mills on the overlap. Plenty of options here for Middlesbrough. And Mendieta, oh, marvellous save. Shay Given from Gaisca Mendieta. It's a good move, a good ball in, a good header, but the save topped the lot. Bernard. Dyer, not the most popular man at the Riverside. Speed. Bernard again. Nice bit of control there and a good ball forward for Dyer. Bowyer just has to check a bit. Newcastle still keeping this move going. Shearer back into the middle. Gary Speed, and Amiobi has scored! Shola Amiobi puts Newcastle in the lead. Bowyer's cross. Shearer did really well to keep this one going. Plenty of height for the ball back into the middle. Speed was onto it, but quick reactions from Amiobi. Van der Sar's long ball forward. Hughes is underneath it. And Malbronk has nicked it. Posse of defenders there for Newcastle. Steve Malbronk and Lee Clark now. And Clark, the boy who loves the tune, scores against the club he supports. He can hardly smile. Sahar now, getting the wrong side of Bramble, and Sahar makes it 2-0. 2 in 2 minutes for Fulham. And that has stunned Sir Bobby. Amiobi available. It's all a bit tight and congested down there. Amiobi again. Shearer can't get a touch on it. He can now. And Robert lashes it in. And Newcastle have got a foothold back in this game. Shearer with the second touch set up Robert, who buried it. Lee Bowyer. Good ball forward. Here goes Amiobi. Gomar is with him. Penalty. Alan Gomar, the former Newcastle defender, concedes the spot kick. Harry Knight, no doubt there. They got a leg in there, and down went Amiobi. Shearer with a chance for 2-2 against Van der Sar. Shearer. Oh, that was pretty subtle by Alan Shearer standards. Newcastle are level. Shearer just rolls it in. Genus. And here's Shearer. And it's 3-2. A second for Shearer. He has done it yet again. Another captain's innings.
At home to Portsmouth was a goalkeepers reunion. Pavel Izajordi, Pav Cernicek was Newcastle's guest of honour. Another former Magpie, Shaka Hislop, was between the Pompey posts.
Amiobi. It's a nice bit of skill there from Joe Amiobi. Robert. Here comes Gary Speed. Excellent strike. And with the right foot as well from Gary Speed. Doesn't quite get the scoring opportunities now he plays in this deeper role. He certainly grabbed that one. Great work, Amiobi. Little touch from Robert, who cleared the space, and Speed drove it. Genus. A good strong run this from Genus. Fallen to Bowyer. They're appealing for the handball, and they've got it as well. Stefanovic on the ground. A bit tough on the defender, but Bowyer drove it, and it hit the hand.
Shearer against Hislop, and as reliable as ever, Alan Shearer, United 2 up within the half hour. Sheringham's little touch, Stone, Sheringham again, excellent save from Shay Gibbon, down sharply there. Speed, having a good look up for what might be on. It's a measured ball in, Amiobi loops that one over the keeper and makes it 3-0. An unusual header there. Great delivery, Gary Speed, and he got it up and over and in.
Players, managers and tea ladies, past and present, gathered to launch the club's official history on video and DVD, the most comprehensive visual record from 1892 to 2003. The last major trophy was the Intercities Fairs Cup in 1969. Maybe the Carling Cup campaign could put that right. But First Division West Brom took their chance with Alan Shearer on the bench.
Over the corner, not swinging, Holt stays where he is, Coldwell got a head on it, off the top of the bar there from Loire. Really congested that 6-yard box right in front of Steve Harper as the corner comes in. Nodded in there and it's a goal. May well have been an own goal. Solano. Griffin. This is Loire. Getting it for Amiobi. Oh, he's not having a lucky night, is he? Caldwell spreads it wide for Andy Griffin. Solano. Well, you cannot fault him for initiative. The best man to get on the end of all this aerial bombardment is still sitting on the bench, Mr. Shearer. That's a good ball to Amiobi, and Robert trying to take over as well. Excellent goal. Oh, Robert. And the pressure finally told. He can crack them, and he did. Also can bring it out of defence. Clement comes forward on a good run. Hughes with a chance here. Found the back of the net. And that is an excellent goal from Lee Hughes, and West Brom have snatched the lead again.
We should have got through, without doubt. On that night, the manager felt he'd put a team out that was good enough to have won that game. And as you say, if we did win it, then it's great management. If we don't, then the manager takes a bit of flack for us going out. As it happens, we didn't win it, which was bitterly disappointing, and all the more disappointing really when you go and see Middlesbrough just along the road there go and win it, because it was a trophy that we all felt was a chance we had of winning, but it wasn't to be, and it was frustrating and disappointing.
Well, you know, I've been criticised just of late for not rotating the team. You can't win. You just cannot win with the media. They'll always have an answer. Just been criticised for not rotating the team enough. Now, that was the night I left Alan Shearer out. Didn't think we needed to play him. Thought we could win without him. We had 30 shots at goal against 2. We forced 24 corners and didn't win the match. Not Shearer wasn't playing, it was just the fact that those statistics were incredible and we didn't win a match with those statistics.
Barry with the corner. Dublin gets the header. Simple goal. Terrible marking. Aston Villa have taken a shock lead at St James's Park. Amiobi. Good feet. Shearer gets it. Shearer's control actually let him down. There still might be something there. It's only as far as Robert, who's going to fire one in! Laurent Robert! Right on cue! Well, just as Newcastle were contemplating going in at half-time a goal behind, Sir Bobby can now change that team talk, because Laurent Robert has brought them level. Robert's corner. The jump there, well, there was a hand up That's a penalty. It looked like a handball. The moment he missed against Sunderland has lived in Alan Shearer's memory. And Thomas Sorensen repeats history. The same penalty, the same way, the same end of the ground, and the same result.
United's UEFA Cup trail took them next to Switzerland, to Basel. Or is it Basel? Runners-up in the Swiss League to qualify for Europe, they're managed by the former Spurs boss Christian Gross. This was United's third away win in a row in Europe for the first time in the club's history.
Great atmosphere here in the San Jakob Stadium. Basel certainly don't lack confidence. This is Cantalupi. Oh, what a strike! And the stadium erupts now, all right. Oh, Robert steaming through there. This is Laurent Robert, a cracking equaliser, and the lead lasts just 3 minutes. Laurent Robert, when he gets it all right, he is unstoppable. They're congested in there, and Chipperfield, Scott Chipperfield, the Australian, has made it 2-1. Robert. It's another good set piece. And Bramble! Titus Bramble has levelled it up 2-2, and there are still 8 minutes to go to half-time. What a first half this has been. Bramble just made a yard for himself and really clouted it. Not been the quiet game that Sir Bobby might have expected in the first leg. Teams like to keep it nice and tight. Not this game. Shearer nodding it on again. Aluba. Oh, just given that straight away to Solano. And here's the real chances there for Amiobi. He's taken it all right. And Newcastle have turned this game around to 3-2. Solano punished the mistake. Amiobi needed a good bit of strength. And a calm finish.
October had seen 4 Premiership matches, 4 Premiership wins and 4 Premiership goals for Alan Shearer. The skipper and the boss were double winners as Barclaycard's player and manager of the month. United only lost 1 match in November. On Remembrance Sunday, it was one to forget. Newcastle's heaviest defeat of the season. Chelsea at Stamford Bridge.
Crespo's little touch in there. Chelsea still with plenty forward. Bridge. And this is Johnson. And Chelsea have got the lead. Glenn Johnson, the fullback, hammering that one. Awkward bounce. Robert sort of flung himself at it. Cudicini kept it out. Johnson is wide again. Good first time ball in. This is Duff. And Crespo, another goal for Chelsea. It's 2-0 now. Johnson. Andy O'Brien, a little bit of a tussle there with Mutu. O'Brien has tripped Mutu. That could be trouble. Paul Durkin brings out the red card for Andy O'Brien. He's out of the game. Some relief for him, probably. Pulling back Mutu, who was straight through on goal. And the troubles are piling up for Newcastle here at Stamford Bridge. Frank Lampard with the penalty. Hammered in for 3-0. So given time to get this one clear. And scuffed his clearance straight to Damien Duff. And Duff waltzes through the defence and makes it 4-0. This is turning into a complete nightmare now for Newcastle. Heidegger Johnson. Nobody getting any sort of a challenge in. Wayne Bridge. And here's Johnson again, completely unmarked. That is 5. It's awful down there.
Jonathan Woodgate returned to reinforce the defence at home to Manchester City. Kevin Keegan's team was captained by ex-Newcastle defender Sylvain Distin. Alan Shearer was looking for goal number 100 under Bobby Robson. Shola Amiobi made his 50th start.
Sanji Hai has been beaten. It's floated into Amiobi. McManaman's back there, but Amiobi has squeezed it in. Just a teasing cross. It came up McManaman's shoulders. Speed. Genus. Got something on the ball, anything. Well kept in by Bernard. Now to beat Sanji Hai, which he has done. Here's Shearer! 2-0 Newcastle. Alan Shearer does not miss from there. Great work from Bernard. The cross was perfect. It's a deep one. David Seaman was fully committed. Bernard, he's being urged to shoot. Instead, it's another cross. Amiobi, and now Shearer. Seaman got a hand to it, but Shearer's put it in. Not the prettiest of his 232 Premier League goals, but it counts just the same and has sealed the win for Newcastle.
Five days later saw another European night on Tyneside. United had an impressive 3-2 first leg lead over Basel. That became a 4-2 aggregate when substitute Boris Smiljanic unwittingly turned Robert's 14th minute corner into his own net. The UEFA Cup dream was still on.
Aaron Hughes. Oh, off the bar from Shearer. Beautifully set up for him by the fullback. Woodgate being pursued by Blake. Oh, Gibbon came out. Blake surely for Wolves. A gift from Gibbon. Dyer. Loire. Lovely ball. Shearer! The lead lasted 3 minutes. That serial goal scorer, Alan Shearer, is at it again. The Barclaycard Premiership's leading goal scorer, both historically and this season, makes it 12 for the year so far. Bernard. There's grouping in the middle. Appeals for handball against Craddock. It was blindside of the referee. Oh, and it did hit his arm.
Harry Speed's gone towards the near post. Shearer coming round the back. Runs on here for Danny Murphy, and the goal is there for Liverpool. And they do feel that they might have silenced some of the home support. Amiobi, there's no flag. Amiobi, great stop by Kirkland. There's a knockdown by Genus to Dyer. Robert coming from the left, Kirkland coming off his line. And Graham Poll points for the penalty against Chris Kirkland.
Now it looks a certain penalty there, but does the goalkeeper pull his hands away as he's protesting? Does he make contact? He does. That's a penalty. Now he missed his last one, didn't he? Against Fuller.
Sorensen, the Sorensen factor. Shearer against Kirkland. Oh, he's not missed that one. Went in, right into the roof of the net. And it is 1-1. Great ball to Kieran Dyer, who is fast. Risa. Shearer, great stop.
Shearer's next target, 100 goals at St James's. He did it at home to Spurs, but even that achievement was overshadowed by Laurent Robert. Twice.
Genus drills one, and it gets into the top of everyone.
The
game needed something, and it's got a bolt right out of the blue and right out of the top draw from Laurent Robert. There will not be a better struck shot in the Premiership this weekend. Goal number 7 of the season, and I would suggest the best so far. Pick this out. Not much on. No danger. Or so they thought. Now Robert again. Shoots. Oh! Better than the first one. Laurent Robert is staging his own Goal of the Month competition at St James's Park this afternoon. This is absolutely sensational. You thought the first one was good. Take a look at this. Laurent Robert, a touch to move forward, saw what he wanted, top corner. That is absolutely unstoppable. Oh wow. What a shot that is. It's a decent delivery and it's 3-0. You know who? That is his 100th goal for Newcastle United at St James's Park. It's dangerous, and it's at the back post, and it's over the line, and that will be 4-0. And it's Shearer again, and this is all too easy now. And there is a furious row going on in the Tottenham 6-yard box. But Alan Shearer does not care one jot about that.
What you see with Laurent is what you get, and I think he'll be the first to admit that he's never ever going to be one of these wingers who is going to track back like a Perez does, or like a Lundberg does, or a Beckham or a Giggs. That's not his game. His record with goals again, I think, is up there. He scored 2 great goals against Tottenham. And his delivery from set pieces really is top draw, and they're very hard to defend. And numerous times this season we've scored off great balls that he's whipped in from a set piece.
Newcastle were now 5th. Christmas was coming and they were feeling festive. The annual hospital appointment was a chance to pass on some good cheer to the fans.
Yeah, but when they smile, we smile, you know. It's like to see us giving a bit back, and we've done that.
In from Robert, Kylie came and has fumbled it. Gary Speed had a go. Cleared by Stewart, then Robert! Was it off the line or off the post? Ewell let it run. Jason Ewell might get in here! Off the post, and Ewell's there again! Finally it's put away. Bernard. In comes Ewell. He's won through, now Di Canio! Stopped by the left glove of Given. There's Stewart! And again it's Given's left hand that denies Charlton a goal. Here's Lua. Attacking Ryderson. Flying into the box was Darren Ambrose. That would have been an introduction.
Boxing Day saw the Toons' first trip to the Walkers Stadium and Darren Ambrose's first Premiership goal in black and white.
Robert always willing to have a go from some distance. Ian Walker plays it safe and pushes it over. Again, Robert's going to try one. The deflection takes it behind. Bramble and O'Brien underneath it. Haven't got it away yet, and Dickoff finds the back of the net. Poor defending. Dickoff for 1-0. Olivier Bernard. Right in the dying seconds of the game. Genus, great save, but Ambrose! A last gasp equaliser by substitute Darren Ambrose. His second goal, and the timing could not be better for Newcastle United.
The year 2003 ended on a blue note at St James's, blue and white really. A mostly unimpressive Blackburn beat an off-colour United with a disputed, scrappy late goal.
In goes the cross, and through came Shearer with the header. Bresco's given it away here, that could be a costly error. Solano, Chopra well placed in the middle, here he is! But the linesman will kill his joy, stone dead. The flag is up for offside.
Yeah, my first reaction is he was really too eager to get on that.
And Cole's got into a good position here behind Benar. Chance for Andy Cole, who's taken a tumble. It was a risky tackle by Benar, and they still haven't cleared the danger. Emerton straight back in, and it's been bundled in. Gallagher was the man who reacted quickest when it came back in.
The chairman was not happy. He said his manager and players received Rolls-Royce treatment, but don't give Rolls-Royce performances in return. He told the press to drive them on.
I think I said what every supporter was thinking, that these guys are paid huge amounts of money, huge amount of money. They get paid more sometimes than a guy earns in a year. So why shouldn't we say it? It was the truth, let's say it. And I only said what every supporter was thinking, and that's my job.
How did it go down in the rest of the club?
Not really worried how it went down the rest of the job. They've got a job to do, they get well paid for it, do it.
I see the players, work with the players, talk to the players every day. It's what we do in training. And we've come over, well, in 5 years, other bad little small patches which every club has. But it was a jolt, it was a bad defeat, and we didn't play particularly well on that occasion. And I can understand the chairman being very angry. The fact that it goes to print nationally is up to the chairman. That's all I can say. We then had to get on with the job of restoring the club in the second half of the season, which we did, because from that period, from that match onwards till the end of the season, till the last match at the end of the season, we didn't lose a match at home.
FA Cup third round, away to Southampton. Newcastle hadn't won at St Mary's or at the Dell before that since 1972. But Kieran Dyer was back after missing 2 games, and United were on the trail of a trophy.
Hughes with the throw. Hughes again supporting. Dyer's in the middle, and Kieran Dyer, the man they pull up front alongside Alan Shearer, gets the opening goal. Solano it was, he got a little touch on that one. Good first touch, adjustment and finish from Dyer. Oh, rebounding around there. It's come out to Robert, who finds the back of the net. 2-0, Laurent Robert. Beattie it was who whacked the ball clear. Robert came steaming in and found a way through and under Niemi. Clipped forward for Shearer. That's a nice touch to Dyer. Kieran Dyer has beaten one man. He's got another to beat. He's still going through. Kieran Dyer, magnificent goal. Kieran Dyer taken like a top quality striker. Shearer's little layoff. And Dyer had so much to do. He had the acceleration, he had the touch, and boy did he have the finish.
A brilliant cup win, now for Leeds in the Premiership.
It's a clever little flick from Kieran Dyer, and it sent Nobby Solano away. Here's Alan Shearer. Boy, when he strikes them, the power is awesome. Lovely build up there, so quick. Solano, clever little layoff. Shearer, wallop. Robert. Oh, great run here from Kieran Dyer. Just enough cover there for Leeds. Speed. Going to turn his man and work the angle to get it into the middle. He's found Jermaine Genus. Oh, good save low down by Robinson.
Another away challenge. Newcastle had won at Southampton for the first time since '72. The same year was the last time they'd won at Manchester United.
Forward from Green there, that was absolute perfection. What a goal! Tudor! Clough. Alarmingly free on the far side, coming in now. Great goal.
Genus. Robert. Gary Neville's got it. And Shearer's onto it. Now, could that be a penalty? No, says the referee. Come on, Alan, don't bother protesting. You know you don't get penalties at Old Trafford. Paul Durkin shakes his head. Tim Howard caught Shearer across the shin. Shearer went down and looked for the whistle. Oh, that was a penalty. Newcastle robbed. Local rules here. Robert with a corner kick. And Genus thunders a header against that crossbar. So close. Not Newcastle's day. The whistle's gone. Paul Durkin disallows Silvestra's goal, and that sort of evens it up. Silvestra punished there for the foul.
From where I was just too far away. I wasn't certain that there'd been contact. Obviously, I've seen it on the television, and there would appear to have been contact. And in fairness, I think Newcastle can have a little bit lucky, but you know, that's with the use of television replay. You know, and I just didn't have that.
It's not very often that you see a referee come on and be honest like that, and I just said I appreciate him doing that, and very honest of him. Everyone makes mistakes, and he made one today, and I've got total respect for him for coming out and saying that. But it wasn't nice at the time because I knew it was a penalty. Yeah.
Look who's back at St James's Park. Lee Clark's first playing return since he left to join Sunderland, and now Fulham.
Robert with a corner. Newcastle have plenty forward, Fulham plenty back. O'Brien going up to add extra weight. Woodgate tries to turn it back in. And O'Brien scores! 4 minutes gone, and Andy O'Brien, that's a rarity. His first goal of the season. Woodgate did well to keep the move going, and O'Brien did even better, swivelling and finishing. Solano, well, that's a dangerous ball in right across. And Gary Speed nearly on the end of it. Solano again, another dangerous ball in, and this time Gary Speed, 2-0. Speed with a header, he's got that off to a tee, hasn't he? Speed out wide for Robert. Bernard on an over. Solid tackle there, but it's fallen for Davis, who beats Shea Given to make it 3-1.
Obi's a great professional. He works very hard at his games. No one works harder than Obi. And you know, he's a great lad. He's a lovely lad, and he deserves everything he gets in the game because he puts a hell of a lot in. And you know, he's always last off the training pitch. He always wants to improve, and those are the type of players that you need at the club.
Newcastle's defence has been labelled with being, you know, one that conceded goals, but we've been Scrooges this season, and I think the signing of Jonathan Woodgate has been good for the defenders at the club also, because you know, he's a good lad, and he doesn't, when he gets praise, he's quick to praise others, and you know, it's fair to say that the media look at Jonathan as the main centre half. This season, you know, we only have conceded heavily against Chelsea away from home, and I think the defensive record at home, and if you took away the 5 goals at Chelsea for the, you know, the stats away, we've not conceded a lot of goals in compared to previous seasons. Shea's been, you know, a great servant to the club over the last few years, and his performances have been outstanding. I've never been one for talking myself up really, and when I signed for the club, the gentleman that wrote for the programme asked me, you know, what I was going to bring to Newcastle United, and I just said that I'm, you know, hopefully I'm going to play more games than not. The club has been successful in that time, so you know, it's going well, and I know that I have to continue my progress and development.
This is Anfield, says the famous sign in the tunnel. This was the 4th round of the FA Cup. After the league win against Fulham, Sir Bobby's side was unchanged for Liverpool against Newcastle.
Liverpool have come straight out of the traps here. And Heskey through, given with a good block. Shearer! Bruno Shearer gives Liverpool the lead in the opening minute. Body blow to Newcastle. Robert, let's see where the angle is. Oh, Robert! Oh! That is like the proverbial exocet. Unbelievable power, and Jersey Dudek beaten all ends up. Through the air like a rocket. Second goal for Shearer. 2-1 now Liverpool. Excellent movement. In stoppage time now. Newcastle looking for something special. Can Shearer provide it? Jersey Dudek responds with an excellent save.
Newcastle went to Birmingham the same week that Norberto Solano moved to the Midlands. Solano's surprise sale to Aston Villa gave Darren Ambrose his first chance in the starting lineup at St Andrews.
This is Ambrose. Oh, nice bit of footwork there. Now it's with Gary Speed. And Gary Speed! Oh, a sensational goal from Gary Speed. You don't get many of those to the pound from Gary Speed. And Speed proving that Laurent Robert is not the only one with a great left foot. Now Newcastle have got to defend this set piece. In stoppage time, it's still John, it's 1-1. And Newcastle have chucked away the victory. Sir Bobby cannot believe it.
The Premiership campaign had taken a knock, but football's anti-racism campaign has made steady progress.
I used to watch my dad play football, you know, I used to see it then as a kid. So obviously the difference from when my dad used to play football to me now playing football is immense, really, you know. I've seen him get bananas shook at him and all sorts, you know, and I've never seen that as a professional player myself. So you can see that it's definitely improving.
The I's were dotted, the T's were crossed, and many fans were cross about Nobby Solano's cut price move to Aston Villa. They knew they'd got a bargain.
It is Solano. Oh! Just a job.
Nobby was a great player, and he was a great lad, you know, on and off the pitch. Fantastic to have around the place. You know, everyone was really disappointed when he left, but you know, he understands the manager's decision. That's why he's the manager, because he's got to make decisions like that, and he made it. So you just got to look ahead.
Solano was an adopted Geordie. Michael Bridges was born one. On loan from Leeds United, he was back home and looking to get back to his best.
Yeah, I want to try and get back to them standards. Manager and the chairman have given us an opportunity to come here and try and get back on the right tracks. So fingers crossed and hope it works out.
Former United captain Bob Stokoe, FA Cup winner in 1955, passed away in February. With nearly 300 games and 14 seasons in black and white, Bob enjoyed a famous day in charge of the red and whites, Sunderland's cup win of '73. In 2001, Bob received the Jackie Milburn Spirit of the Century Award from Laura Milburn. A record 400 Premiership appearances was achieved by Gary Speed and acknowledged at home to Leicester.
Shearer. Well, let's come to Amiobi. Hits it first time. Shola Amiobi scores for Newcastle. 28 minutes gone. And he took that chance very sharply. Olivier Bernard. Scowcroft is the Leicester player. Bernard skins him all right. He gets the ball in there. Oh, off the underside of the bar. They're claiming it's over. Bernard. Oh no, it was off Jerry Taggart. And it looked over the line from that angle. Ball delivered into the middle well. Shearer went for it, and Taggart, yes. Genus. Piano. Shearer looking to get away. Puts it into the middle. There's the fourth goal. And it's Jermaine Genus his first of the season. Delivered on a plate for him. Shearer's strength there, holding off Thatcher, got it into the danger zone, and there following up to take the opportunity was Jermaine Genus. Dickoff. Stewart can hit it first time. Oh, it's a stunning goal that from Les Ferdinand, and he will really enjoy that one on his return to St James's Park. That's another good delivery. Shearer is there, Friedel can't get it away, and Bellamy! His first start after 4 months out, and Craig Bellamy is back with an almighty bang. Shearer made it difficult for the keeper, but Bellamy still had plenty to do. Gallagher wants it and gets it. And here comes Stead, and the new boy has equalised. Less than 7 minutes to go, another lead slips away. And Shea Given can't believe it, not again.
The Tyne-Tees derby, and so far Alan Shearer had only scored 1 goal in 8 games since the turn of the year.
Shearer needs one.
Oh, fine save. It's a fine touch over from Mark Schwarzer. Juninho, Boateng, on for Zenden, onside, backs of space, Bolo Zenden for Middlesbrough, scores! Absolutely smashing finish from Boudewijn Zenden. Shearer's header, Bellamy wins it, through by Robert for Dyer, Kieran Dyer, fine save by Schwarzer. Kenji Mendieta. Bounce back off O'Brien, and O'Brien has quickly picked out Robert. Now Robert can run at Mills again with Bellamy through the middle and Shearer arriving. And back with Ehiob, and it's in! Oh, what a terrible mess! Craig Bellamy, Johnny on the spot to profit. Hugo Ehiob, bemused and on his knees. And Mark Schwarzer just confused by the whole piece. Robert once more, and Schwarzer got a good fist on it. Dyer won it back. And Hughes wants it. And a Southgate challenge, and Newcastle have a penalty, and Southgate is incandescent with rage. Darren Ambrose going over the Middlesbrough skipper. 45 days since he scored a goal. He needs one. He has one. Alan Shearer once more is the name on the lips of 50,000 Geordies.
Time for a winter break from the Premiership, where United headed for snow-covered Norway and the 3rd round of the UEFA Cup. Newcastle could hardly afford to let anything slip in Oslo against a Vålerenga side emerging from their winter break. But Sir Bobby's team selection for this first leg certainly caused a flurry. He rested Alan Shearer. The captain was not happy.
I wasn't brought up in that era where it's accepted to be rested and to be left out, and to play 2 or 3 and then to be left out for 1 or 2. I personally don't agree with all that, and it'll take a long while for me to agree to it, but they tell me that's the way football's going.
This one bent in by Vajana, headed down by speed and cleared off the line by David Hansen. Vajana again. Shot by Bellamy! 3 games back, 3 goals, and Newcastle United score here in Oslo. All the space over on that far side. Edvardsen calling for the ball down the middle. Brocken with a cross. It's a deep one in towards David Hansen. Runner Norman might fall to Berra. It's Gashi now. Gashi emerges with the ball. Picks out Brocken. And the header is there. Runner Norman draws the sides level.
Time to meet old friends down at Portsmouth. Seeing Shaka Hislop again was fair enough, But United's players were deeply concerned at facing Lamano Luar. He joined Pompey on loan till the end of the season. It just didn't feel right. But United had accepted a fee for the arrangement, and now it was down to fate.
Bellamy trying to challenge for it, but Shearer does get ahead to it. And here's Lee Bowyer now, with a chance to shoot. Likes to make those runs from midfield. Berkovic now, and here's Luar. Shea given out to block. Bellamy. Still Bellamy going. He's got options in the middle. Bowyer, Shearer, and nobody can get the important touch. Kieran Dyer now. Bellamy peeling away to the left. Here's Bellamy. Goal! That is a classic Newcastle goal. High-tempo football at its very best. And those two speed merchants, Kieran Dyer opening up the defence, and Craig Bellamy finishing it off perfectly. Genus. Decent effort there to keep Shaka Hislop on his toes. Taylor's corner. Right in the final moments of this game. Newcastle hanging on to the one-goal advantage. Luar! Oh, it had to be Luar, didn't it? The irony of it all. The reject makes his point, you could say. The man on loan, and that will sicken Bobby.
"3,000 noisy Norwegians invaded Tyneside for the return leg against Vålerenga, and they did their best to inspire their team."
Difficult up and under there for Newcastle to deal with. Newcastle with plenty of men back, but that's a good effort there. And Yallen's drive nearly caused a few problems. It's all set up for Shearer to blast one, and he finds a way through. And Newcastle have got the lead. Loves those positions, Alan Shearer. But bolt off in goal, let that one squeeze through. They've looked keen to shoot when they've had the chance, and that time it's Gashi, who has an excellent strike at goal. Rekdal with the corner kick here. And they've got one back. Hagan for Vålerenga, 1-1. They are delighted. Amiobi, the substitute, straight in the action. And good work as well, still more good work. And Amiobi puts Newcastle back in the lead, but it is another nightmare for the keeper, Boltov. Full credit to Amiobi for some skillful work. His first touch virtually, oh, that is a mare, isn't it? Oh, Genus now, oceans of space. Amiobi is alongside of him. He's only got to slip it to Amiobi, and he rounds it all off for 3-1 in the closing minutes. And the keeper certainly had no chance with that one. Good running from Genus, and a really composed finish for Amiobi's second.
More UEFA Cup football at St James's Park the following week. United were up against the Spanish side, Real Mallorca. Both teams wore armbands in tribute to the victims of the Madrid bombing.
Not far off the hour mark, still waiting for a breakthrough. Oh, Gary Speed giving that one away carelessly and rather untypically, but now Mallorca have got men forwards here. This is Samuel Eto'o against the bar, and Correa follows up for a priceless away goal for Mallorca. Titus Bramble. Well, that's gone all the way through to Bellamy now. Real chances for Bellamy. Has he got the composure? He certainly has. 1-1, Craig Bellamy. Shearer fighting for it. Confusion there. Bellamy in so quickly. He got the angle perfectly right then. Robert's corner. And it's Shearer! And it's 2-1. Another near-post classic from the captain. Great delivery, and Shearer in like a flash. Robert's going to have a real go from distance here. And he's found the way through. Laurent Robert, another belter. Campano in goal had done his homework. Oh, he was totally wrong-footed then. There's set piece. And Titus Bramble thumps that one in. 4-1. What a great first leg performance. This is some lead to have built up, and Bramble really finishing off the night in style. Robert. Well, Aaron Hughes in a good position there. Down he goes. Now did Tarico clip him there? Howard Webb, the referee, getting chased by a posse of players. Aaron Hughes was in an excellent position, and then suddenly he's on the deck, but no penalty. Newcastle keep on making life hard for themselves at the back. Bernard can get it away now. He gets caught in possession. Keane, good block by Gibbon. Woodgate this time to clear it. No, now it's with Stefan Dalmat. And O'Brien, oh, that was just keystone Cops defending all the way through. And Andy O'Brien, the unfortunate man who rounds it off, and Spurs have got the lead.
If the away results were a source of frustration, home territory provided a consistent comfort zone. Charlton Athletic arrived looking genuine contenders for the European places, but they were caught completely cold.
Newcastle straight onto the attack then. There will get another chance to get this one into the box. He has done. And Shearer! Newcastle in the lead inside the first minute. Alan Shearer. Charlton caught cold. Not Shearer though. Shearer again with a good jump. Amiobi not giving up the ghost on this one. And it's in the back of the net, and it came off Jermaine Genius. A bit tough on the Charlton defenders, but Genius was in there. Amiobi never gave it up. Got it into the middle, and Genius was there. Franceschi's in a good position here. He can get the ball into the middle, which he does do. Here comes Klaus Jensen. Good goal. Charlton are backing it a bit. Ambrose. Juan Robert. Down he goes. And the referee points to the spot. Chris Perry not too happy about it. Mike Riley has no doubt. Perry just chucking in a few opinions. Well, the leg was stretched out, and Robert was always going to go over that. Here comes Shearer. Oh, Kylie gets a hand to it. You don't give Alan Shearer a second chance. A bit tough on Kylie, who went the right way, got a hand on it, and Shearer still got his goal.
A nice spring break in sunny Mallorca. And with a 3-goal lead on board, it wasn't just the fans who could relax. The pressure was off the team as well. Real Mallorca were writing off their own chances, and they weren't wrong either.
Newcastle United have this early free kick, and it's going to be Robert who drives it in, dangerously beat away by Mickey, the goalkeeper. This is Nene. Oh, he's held the ball off to Pereira. And Nene, great opportunity here. Fantastic stop by Shagan. Rugging almost makes it 1-0 to Mallorca. Kennedy George now has it, getting it back to Nino, who's slipped back into defence and slips the ball back to Mickey, who gives it away to Alan Shearer. Goal to Newcastle United. That surely has punctured any chance now Mallorca have of going through. And that was all gift-wrapped. Pereira trying to stab it forward. He's picked out Nene. Great opportunity for Nene. Shay Given, how does he do it? Spain, of course, have 4 teams through to the last 16 of the UEFA Cup. Though it appears Mallorca are on their way out. Barcelona, Valencia and Villarreal all hoping to make it through into the last 8. Jesus Pereira, another great save by Shay Given. Well, this time he got his shot on target, and once again he found this formidable goalkeeper. Rugging with a corner. It's a good one in towards Lussenhoff, cleared by Jonathan Woodgate, I think. And there could be a breakaway here with Bellamy. It's Craig Bellamy. Has he the pace to outstrip the Mallorcan defence? Bellamy can seal it here for Newcastle. He is quite brilliant. That's his answer to all his critics. Craig Bellamy is back with a goal. This is going to be the first time since the home victory over Basel that Newcastle have prevented their opponents scoring, and Bernard is through, and it's going to be 3. Alan Shearer with his second goal of the game, set up by Olivier Bernard, and a nice signature on the end of this football match by Alan Shearer.
Now United look to transfer their away form in Europe to the Premiership. At Bolton, Sir Bobby gave a debut to 18-year-old defender Stephen Taylor in an unfamiliar right-back position.
Big high ball there for Stephen Taylor to deal with. Pedersen has got to it first though, and somehow given Bolton the lead. Just 4 minutes gone, a terrible start for young Taylor. Bellamy chasing this, and Bellamy getting possession. Can he finish it? Well, he's put those away before, but not this time. Plenty forward for Newcastle, including Jonathan Woodgate. Oh, great save, Jaskalainen. Bramble had the chance. Good interception. Now Bellamy looking to really get flying. Round one man, still with Bellamy. Tries to go it alone, and again, and Jaskalainen is down, and Genius can't hook it into the goal. It's getting into one of those frustrating afternoons for Sir Bobby. Okocha, he can get real distance on those, and he has done. Oh, another great save from Shea Given from Giannakopoulos. And Shea Given is getting a bit sick of all this.
Time for United to unveil a new signing. But Diego Luna only plays fantasy football. He's the star of a new major movie called Goal.
And I want to start off by thanking the club really for an incredible amount of passion and commitment to supporting this project, and to already having made so many privileges available to us, including filming at games and getting to know the players and the coaching staff, who are very delighted and privileged to be able to say are very much on side to making this a terrific success.
It's very important because what better medium can you use than movies all over the world to promote Newcastle United?
He's the daddy of all Premiership strikers, but as far as young Will Shearer is concerned, he's just plain dad. Against Everton, Will's father brought him along to work, and the old man made sure he put on a real show for his son.
Shearer. Bellamy on the charge, and he's beaten Unsworth. It's Craig Bellamy. It's 1-0 Newcastle. And it really was too easy. Such a live wire around the penalty area, and in such good form. His 7th goal in his last 10 Newcastle games. It's Kilban asking Radzinski to run. One of the paciest players around. And Radzinski might get a shot in. Instead, he'll set up Gravison. Everton on level terms. Speeding on Linderoth. Breaks for Dyer. Kieran Dyer looked up and saw Ambrose on the right. In towards Dyer again. Would you believe it? Kieran Dyer is back in the team to score with a header. Looks as though he can't believe it himself. Campbell. It's Gravison. It's robbed of possession by Gary Speed. Robert back towards Speed, who has to adjust and quicken up. And Yobo's missed it. And here's Alan Shearer one-on-one. Shearer! 3-1. It took just 5 minutes of the first half for Everton's defence to be undone. And look all at sea. 7 minutes of the second half. This time it's Yobo's mistake. Smith testing one. And in. Certainly looked in. Joseph Yobo claims his first Everton goal. He's lost out to Amiobi. Dyer. Watson's challenge, but it falls back to Kieran Dyer. Now it's Bellamy. He will keep it in. Here's Dyer. Shearer waiting behind him. Lee Bowyer. Now Shearer! And that will mean 3 points for Newcastle United. Feel the relief around St James's Park. They've had a scare over the last quarter of an hour or so.
Olivier Bernard had already made 40 starts for the season. The Frenchman was proving to be the Toons' most improved performer. He was speaking their language.
When you arrive and you don't speak English, it's hard to communicate with people. And I find after the summer, my English was a lot easier for me to speak English. So I could communicate with my friend, and I felt much better.
They have some flair and pace out there now. Here's Bernard, got his shot away!
I think Newcastle were looking for a left back, so I took my chance really. But I was playing as a left winger. The manager asked me if I wanted to play as a left back. I remember when I started playing left back, I wasn't really good in defending, and that's something I've learned. The manager really teach me how to play as a left back. That's something now I enjoy more than when I start. I'm only 24 and I'm still learning the football, so I hope I will be better next season. I've learned English in Newcastle, so it's really important for me to be in Newcastle, and I think Newcastle will be my town in the future.
One of Sir Bobby's towns in the past was Eindhoven, and the quarter-finals of the UEFA Cup took the boss back to Holland. European football's senior statesman is still something of a legend in Dutch football after twice leading PSV to the title. He enjoyed 2 spells at the club, but this time his return was strictly business.
He's trying to squeeze now between the Newcastle defenders. Aaron Hughes on the deck, and Kesman goes for goal. Oh, what an effort, what a goal! We knew he was the danger man. Van Bommel. Kesman in again. Crap between the two. Robert with it, Woodgate to the near post, speeds at the far post, and it's in! And Jermaine Genius was in at the far post, and Newcastle have levelled, with PSV all at sea, enraged and arguing and unsettled. And a Scaff in there as well. Bowman with a header, great save! Came in very, very fast, from no more than 3 or 4 yards. Bowman's header. This is Van Bommel, looking for Romerdal. Kesman in the middle. In it comes. This is given. Oh, so close. I don't know whether Shea Given got the merest fingertip on it. Robert, Bellamy making himself available. Vogel back there with him. Misplaces a pass. Craig Bellamy. Bellamy still. Shearer's there with him. Shearer with the strike. Vateras again over.
That solid away performance set up United for the toughest home game of the season. Arsenal had the title in their sights. United were chasing that Champions League place. Arsene Wenger had identified Newcastle as one of their toughest remaining hurdles.
With that left foot, through for Bellamy. First chance for Newcastle. 35 years since Newcastle last won a trophy, the old Fairs Cup, the forerunner of the UEFA Cup, and this fella scored in both legs of that final, Bobby Moncur. And that was a surprise because he's one of the great defenders of Newcastle United. Well, they're tucking in from the left-hand side. Great flick to Ambrose. Speed. The flag has stayed down, and it's Shearer. Bellamy bursting into the middle. It's his flick. Oh, great stop by Lehmann. Great stop.
All
Back over Genus. It's Wiltor. Three-quarter mark in the match. Well, only just quicker to see that than Kolo Touré. Bernard has got there. Might have just seen a gap.
Wrong choice for me.
No flag here. It's Henry. Can he get there? No. Oh, what a let-off for Newcastle. Wiltor. To do enough in these last few games to earn a new contract.
Well, if it opens up like this, big gaps, then you just fancy Arsenal might just nick it.
Henry. Rez! He's hit the goalkeeper.
Another goalless draw would have taken United into the UEFA Cup semi-final on away goals. But PSV should have known 0-0s are not United's chosen style.
And Robert will swing this in with his left foot. With pace and curl. And Shearer! 9 minutes gone. It's Super Shearer for Newcastle. One giant step towards the UEFA Cup semi-final. Newcastle have sent 5 forward. Left flank corners can't be delivered in the same way by Robert, self-evidently, but they can still cause consternation. Speed. Ambrose. And here comes Titus Bramble! How did he get in there? This is Park Ji-sung. He's fought against England just before the World Cup. Crosses to no one in particular. And it comes for Lee Young-pyo. It's a mistake by Ambrose. And then by Bernard! Oh, penalty! Penalty for PSV. Rash challenge by Olivier Bernard on Park Ji-sung. Shay Given making a club record 37th European appearance. He saved from Oliver Neuville in the Champions League on this ground last season, but now he faces the golden boy of PSV, Matej Kezman. It's level, it's 1-1. And picking a winner of this quarter-final is proving very difficult indeed. There's just a mood around the ground now. You see nails being bitten, whereas before there were smiles on faces. Robert will swing this in. Bramble! What a chance. Swept into the path of Lee Young-pyo. Fenahor of Hesseling is an aerial threat in the centre. If the cross comes in the end it's a shot. And the sense of anticipation is palpable as Vateros surveys the scene. Shearer lurking at the near post from where he converted a first-half Laurent Robert corner. Now at the Gallagher end. Oh, good header! Super header from Gary Speed! The old stages are coming up trumps for Newcastle United. Good save, Shay Given. Had to get a long way across. Newcastle are through to the semi-finals of the UEFA Cup.
Not many Newcastle transfers have caused as much controversy with the fans as Nobby Solano's move to Aston Villa. The man Sir Bobby had sold had helped lead the Midlands charge for the Champions League. Now he threatened to spoil his old manager's ambitions for 4th place.
Lascelles pressurising O'Brien here, and there's a push there by O'Brien. The referee's got a big decision to make.
Well, he's the last defender. And if you're the last defender and you bring a player over in that type of manner, then really you give the referee no alternative. Newcastle who just working so hard, defending so well, and then just trying to break like this.
Bowyer won that back superbly. Here's Bellamy. Shearer's up with him. Shearer's effort. Great ball there from Shearer. Dyer. Hodges goes past Samuel and doing very well. Oh! I'll tell you what, that was not a bad effort. Diana's running towards the near post. Here he is! Good effort! Robert coming in, and that was a very important header away by Shearer. Straight back in by Henry! Well, a lot of the crowd thought that one had gone in.
10 men and only 1 point was bad enough, but United lost 3 more key players. Craig Bellamy pulled up publicly. Jermaine Jenas and Kieran Dyer revealed injuries post-match. JJ didn't play again for the season. Dyer would miss 3 games. Bobby was pulling out his hair. Bellamy would return for a cameo appearance on the final day. Ronnie Simpson, a Newcastle United legend and goalkeeper for the historic FA Cup wins of 52 and 55. Sadly, Ronnie died suddenly in April, just months after reminiscing with former teammate Charlie Crowe at St James's. Ronnie felt at home on Tyneside.
I spent close on 10 years here, and they're the best 10 years of my life.
A European Cup winner with Celtic, Ronnie Simpson was part of Britain's first European triumph. This was Newcastle's first European semi-final in 35 years. United, severely depleted, but not defeated, at home to Olympique Marseille.
Shearer's won his header well. Amiobi is interested. Shoulder Amiobi! O'Brien caught on it. Drogba with a chance to run now. It is Didier Drogba. And still, and it's a fine smother by Shea Given, and it's smuggled away by Hugo Viana. Alan Shearer. Oh, it's a fine stop. Speed. Oh! Gary Speed was bound to score. In fairness to him, the ball was back at his feet before he knew it. It was some reaction. Robert waited for the ball to come to him and was fortunate to get a second chance to gain possession, and then showed it back to Ferreira, and Ferreira has played it in for Drogba! Oh, he's rattled the inside of the post. That is a coat of paint job, and Laurent Robert is off the hook. Oh, missed kick by Ferreira. It's invited in. Michael Bridges! Oh! Inches from a fairy tale. Mistake by Ambrose, potentially a costly one. Didier Drogba. Given plunged at his near post and got something on it.
Drogba had always been the danger, but a goalless draw thanks to Shea Given.
He's another one who works ever so hard at his game. You know, we do shooting nearly every day, and if he lets a goal in training, it's, you know, he's not happy, and you know, he takes it out on the pitch with him as well. He's very proud of his position in the team, and takes it personally if a goal goes in, and he's a fantastic goalkeeper.
Newcastle United supporters have a passion for their club that money just can't buy. For everything else, there's always Chelsea and Roman Abramovich. The billionaires, millionaires brought the best out of United.
Terry sticking tight to Amiobi. Here's Joe Cole. Now Lampard slides it through brilliantly, and Cole is there! And Joe Cole has his first Premiership goal for Chelsea in the 5th minute at St James's Park. Brilliantly slipped through to him by his former West Ham teammate. Speed. Shearer. Oh, what a cracking drive from Darren Ambrose, and what a save. Here's Speed. Now Viana. Control from Amiobi! It's a brilliant equaliser!
Let's look at Amiobi. It's a great first touch. Look at the body strength. Takes it one touch, on the swivel, no chance for Ambrosio. Great goal. Game on. And Uncle Bob's chuffed as well.
There's Robert. Now Bernard.
Here's Alan Shearer. Great turn. What a goal! That is absolutely superb. From who else? Alan Shearer.
That is an unbelievable goal. He scored some great goals here, Alan Shearer. If he scored one better than that, I very much doubt it. That's great forward play. Martial's as strong as an ox. Alan holds him off.
Joe Cole. Johnson! What a save! Absolutely magnificent reaction from Shay Given. Robert has Bernard up here in support. Driven across. Amir Shearer! Disbelief! And still Huth. Referee's played the advantage. John Terry hits the post! The chance of salvation for Chelsea, and Terry strikes the goal frame.
That was the best all-round home day of the season, if you like. It was a great result. I thought it was a very good performance. It had everything, the match. Even the weather was nice, and the atmosphere that day for me was the best of the season as well. And ironically, we had 4 or 5 injuries that day as well, so it just goes to show that when we have injuries that we can cope.
On that particular day, if you remember, we didn't have our best side out again, but we just came up that day, probably played the best match that I've been in charge of at Newcastle for 5 years. We're in trouble, lost a lot of players, and the team played remarkably against Chelsea. And on that particular night, there was a feeling that maybe we could do it, in spite of those 5 players maybe not played again till the end of the season.
Shearer. Oh, what a cracking drive from Darren Ambrose.
That was the game that I showed my confidence, I feel. I liked getting the ball, and I was attacking Wayne Bridge, he's England international, and just wanted to see what I could do against an England international left back, and I've had against Ashley Cole, and Wayne Bridge is no different, and I felt really good in that game. I mean, I had a few shots, but they're not going in yet, so hopefully they'll go in soon. And a lot of touches of the ball. I got a lot of the ball. Both wingers did that game, and great result.
Slips one. Amiobi's waiting in the centre. Oh, fuck! There it is. Beautiful goal from Ambrose. He's been on what?
It was my home debut, actually. I think I come off on the pitch for 8 minutes and scored a header, which is quite rare. My next one was a header as well, so don't know what's going on there, but it was really good. The fans gave me a great reception when I come on, and to score was fantastic. It's great to come off the bench. I mean, as I said, Newcastle United, one of the top clubs in Europe, and but to start, especially at St James's Park in front of 52,000 screaming Geordies, it's a fantastic experience and a fantastic feeling, and when you do it, you just want more and more. That was a massive part in my career. It was a big compliment he gave me to sell him, saying he partly was a reason that I was here, that he sold him, but it was a massive loss for the club. Everyone knows that. He was a fantastic player and great inspiration to me. I mean, same position, and gave me a lot of help in training and in games when I come on. But when he left, it opened the chance for me, and I've hopefully taken it as best as I can. Darren's, again, he's a young lad who's come in, and it's not easy, you know, especially playing in a place like this, to come in, and especially to replace Nobby as well, you know, because obviously Nobby was the fans' favourite, but Darren's done ever so well. The more he plays, the stronger he gets, and the more confident he gets, and you know, he's hopefully be an outstanding player for us in the future.
The victory against Chelsea had been massive. Now United were making their first visit to the City of Manchester Stadium. Surely it was time for an away win in the Premiership.
This is shooting range for Laurent Robert, you know. Told you. Oh, and it just got a touch from Bramble. James had to make a save. Shearer's header on. This is shown at Amiobi, and a really good save by David James. Stood up for as long as he could. Mikel Tana with the corner. Oh, it's a terrific stop by Gibbon from Richard Dunn. Thunderous header. Game starting to get stretched. Every ticking minute piles pressure on the players out there to make an impact, and Anelka trying to do just that. Fighting for their lives! Manchester City take the lead!
Some games played not as well as we should have done. Away from home, last-minute equalisers.
That has been the most disappointing thing of our season, our away form. Yes, a lot of it has been by the odd goal, but that's what decides games, is the odd goal here and there. And the number of times we've been done in the last 3 or 4 minutes as well, as particularly away from home, has been incredible.
And I think during this away period, you know, had we scored 1 goal more in those games or conceded 1 goal less, we'd have picked up another 21 points, and 21 points would have left us laughing high and dry above everybody else.
It's not very easy to have a poor game here at Newcastle when there's 52,000 out there. They won't let you have a bad game. But away from home, it's a little bit easier, and sometimes the pressure's off, and I think that's been part of our problem this year.
The Toon Army was out in force in Marseille for the second leg of the UEFA Cup semi-final. But even the most fanatical Newcastle supporter couldn't fail to be impressed by the incredible atmosphere created by the home fans. Nearly 60,000 at the Stade Velodrome.
So they'll be hoping the wall was better than the last free kick when Newcastle's wall allowed the ball through. Here he comes. Oh, and he slipped it wide. It was clever. It is Bernard. The cross is good. Flashed away. It was funny, you know, both Sir Bobby Robson and his counterpart were there. And here goes Drogba. Can he use his pace? Could have been a goal at the other end. It might be one here for Didier Drogba. Marseille 1, Newcastle United 0. What an irony. It's long to Amiobi. Amiobi's fencing good position, striking the shot. It's by far the best moment for Newcastle. It's got through to Shearer here. We know he can hit them from this distance, and he does do. Barthez got his angle right. Oh, a mistake here. Bramble, they got confused. Mane! That one flies not more than a foot wide, I swear. This is better. Robert linking twice. Now it's Ambrose. He was on the outside. Ambrose will swing it across. This is the chance. Oh, it was going towards Shearer, and it's hustled wide of the uprights. What a dramatic moment that might have been for Lee Bowyer.
Marseille players just in the box or in around the box here.
Crucial moment. They will explode here if Marseille score a second time. It's not the best. It's Drogba. They've scored. It's Didier Drogba. He is the man of Marseille, and he is the man who has probably just sent Olympique Marseille into the UEFA Cup final. He knew exactly what he had to do, and he did it with aplomb. Newcastle simply have to commit themselves now, but they've got to get the 2, and of course if they get the 2, that's good enough as well. 2 away goals. Marseille, as it transpires, looks as though they might not need one. Oh, what movement here. Oh, he's not going to finish this, is he? Oh, no, he's not, because Shay Given has just wrecked his night. That would have been, talk about icing on cake time, that would have been fantastic.
Fantastic run in the UEFA Cup, getting to the semi-final. Through about 6 or 7 rounds we got through, and you know, it was a good experience. As I say, it was a bit disappointing that we didn't go all the way.
We were very unlucky second half. We were 1-0 down. We were always in the game. They were on edge. We weren't. We had the chance in the second half. Not many, because they didn't have any either. But we're very much in the game until a late goal just killed the match. All of a sudden, it's a lame performance. Unfair to the players. Unfair to the players that we put out. They did their best. That's all they can do. And at the end of the day, the team wasn't good enough to beat Marseille in Marseille.
I said all along, before every game, that we should win this competition. But it wasn't to be. At the end of the day, we weren't good enough to beat a Marseille side over 2 legs. I don't think they're a great side. I think they're a decent side with a very good centre forward. But we might just look back at that in a couple of years' time and think, well, we blew a big chance there, because I believe we did.
To achieve the semi-final of the UEFA Cup was was a fantastic achievement anyway, and certainly money-wise, it certainly helped to sort of fill the bucket up a wee bit.
Central defender Steve Caldwell was called back from the trauma of Leeds relegation. Jonathan Woodgate had been injured against Chelsea, out for the season and out of Euro 2004. Andy O'Brien was suspended from Newcastle's last home game, a must-win against the Premiership's bottom club.
Ambrose looking to go outside, still going Darren Ambrose, spots the byline. Can he pick out the man? Oh, it should have been the opening goal from Gary Speed. Robert. Good run by Bowyer, he's got the ball. Amiobi, back for Robert. Robert's going to let one fly, and it needed the save from Jones. But was that a push in the back? It's a goal kick. Ambrose for Amiobi. That's good footwork. That's better. Amiobi. Good low ball across, and there's it's been a long time coming, and an awful lot of credit goes to Shola Amiobi. Excellent footwork, a good ball across the front. This is what Lee Bowyer did in his heyday. Robert, good ball. Amiobi. But Ambrose in support. Shola Amiobi goes low for it, post, hits the post. Shearer back in, off the line. Now they're getting going. Kennedy. Dangerous. Kennedy's ball in. Deflections all over the place. And the shot comes in. It's into the back of the net. Wolves have equalised. And it's the substitute Guinea. Robert to take. Towards the near post. Ray got it away. Camera got it away. Ambrose has run it down. Here's Robert again. Puts it low across the face. Amiobi left it beautifully. Bowyer! Oh, great save. To it. Viana's corner. Shearer gets the header down. And the referee is given a penalty. Well, the referee very clearly pointed. He felt there was a shove in the back. Alan Shearer for Newcastle. It's saved! Magnificently saved by Paul Jones. Shearer, it's not a bad penalty, it's not his best, but that's a good save by Paul Jones. Shearer's reaction, he can't believe it.
By missing one penalty today, it won't have cost us a Champions League place, and as I said, I accept responsibility for us not taking 3 points today. But that penalty miss won't cost us a Champions League place, no. If we don't get there, it'll be for what's happened all season, not for today.
We have to win in Southampton and win at Liverpool. We had to do that anyway. So we've drawn today. We haven't played bad. We weren't spectacular, but we weren't played bad. We played well enough to make chances to win this game. We should have come off this game 3-1 up. We haven't. It's the name of the game.
Back in September 2000, Sir Bobby had introduced a new face to United fans. Shola Amiobi is a Geordie. He's a striker, and he's learning from Newcastle's Geordie number 9.
Every season I play, I want to be, a better player. Become a better player, more accomplished player, and that was the attitude I was going into the season with. My style, the way I play, in terms of, the criticism I've got in the past, with people saying I don't try hard enough, but I assure you that's not the case. I give 110% every time I play for this club.
He's tough. He's done a lot of weight work in the gym to build up his strength, and he takes a lot of pushing off the ball. At times, as he admits, he can look lazy. But other times, some of the stuff that he can do with a football for a big, tall lad is fantastic.
So much to the manager here. He's given me my chance. He's helped me progress as a player over the last 3 seasons when I broke into the first team. And it's great to know that your manager has got so much confidence in your ability. In the whole context of things, with obviously the players that have been missing, that are missing for us, the big players, and being behind to a team like Chelsea and coming back like that, I think overall it has to be the best goal I've scored. That's the way I've got to be, like Alan does. Defenders know they're going to be in for the game when they play Alan, and that's what I want them to say about me.
He's a player that's improved massively, I think, over the last 12 to 18 months, and he needs a chance, and when he's been given a chance, he's done very well. His record in Europe, scoring goals, is very good, and I think the fans now are probably starting to see the best of him.
At the end of the day, I want to play football. I want to be, a first choice striker for Newcastle United, and whether Alan be here or not, I want to be able to play alongside Alan, and when he's gone, I want to be able to be in that team and helping this team, win trophies and get to that next level. There've been great players who have won that shirt, and it would be a great honour if that shirt was ever, offered to me. I know it would be a big task to fill the boots of Alan Shearer, but I'm definitely willing to give it a shot.
Newcastle's number 9 led the team at Southampton, knowing that it was win or bust for a place in the Champions League. United had won at St Mary's in the Cup. Kieran Dyer had scored twice then. He was back for this one. Now Newcastle needed a league win away to the Saints for the sake of their night.
There's Amiobi. Trial of strength here with Lundekvam, and Amiobi wins that and puts Newcastle United in front at St Mary's in the 7th minute.
Well, that's just brilliant. Brilliant example of a strong centre forward holding the ball up. Klaus Lundekvam holds his head down.
Easy meet for Bramble. Cotton. Fernando's getting it in quickly. Ricochet. It comes to Anders Svensson. Couldn't see an angle for the shot. He does in the end, and Beattie scores. 1-1. In goes Bowyer! 2! I told you that goal on Sunday meant a lot to Lee Bowyer. He is looking much more like his former self. He was in a flash. That's the Bowyer of the Leeds days. Foley. Telfer. Good play from the home side. The moment.
Look at Fernandes out here. Bernard doesn't get close enough, anywhere near close enough. Delivers a very good cross, and it's Titus Bramble, isn't it? That puts it in. He's caught on his heels. He's not expecting this to come all the way through, but you've got to expect it.
Ambrose takes. Oh. Well, that deep ball again. Caldwell got to it again. Shearer. Out to Ambrose. Oh, that's the bar again. From Darren Ambrose this time. Bowyer. Early from Bowyer again. It's Shearer's territory. And it's not Shearer's goal. And Alan Blaney makes by far the biggest save of his very short Premiership career. Paul Sturrock has used his substitutes. Phillips was one of those changes. But here's a Griffith. He scored! 3 minutes to go. Southampton down to 10 men. And suddenly, they have made it a nightmare night for Newcastle United. Robert. Ambrose, goal, 3-3. But that might well be the last kick.
We've got to try and salvage something and try and get into that UEFA Cup now. It's a big blow for us now we're not in Champions League. And well done to Liverpool, they've battled it out with us and they're in there. But I think it would be a disaster for us to end up with nothing this season.
And so United's campaign ended against the team that had pipped them to 4th place. Newcastle needed a better result at Liverpool than Aston Villa could manage at home to Cup finalists Manchester United. For once at Anfield, it was the away fans who came with hope in their hearts.
Good defending by Carragher, but it's fallen for Bowyer. Carragher again. Gerrard down to Harman. Behind you. He's done well. Steve Finnan. Bramble intercepting. And here's Bowyer through the legs of Harman. And on to Shola Amiobi. It's a good shot. Newcastle lead. And Europe is still very much a part of their future plans. Tapped away beautifully by Shola Amiobi. Dyer. Speed. Clever. Bowyer, nothing wide. Angled back in towards Alan Shearer. Back across the face of goal. And Carragher did just enough to deny Ambrose. Harry Q. That's simple. Robert. Oh, it's a fabulous hit again. Parried by Dudek. Looks like they'll be getting their passports out again next season because Newcastle will play in Europe after all. The team that has drawn too many matches this season have got the draw they needed to return to the UEFA Cup, having lost out to Liverpool for the Champions League.
The 2003-2004 story saw Sir Bobby's side finish in 5th place. Next season is another European chapter.
The league table at the end of the season never lies. We didn't spend any money, so really instead of getting closer to them, we've actually slipped further behind, and we're going to need some investment to try and claw that gap back. It will be extremely difficult. We've got that problem. Liverpool have got that problem. Man United, in a way, have got that problem. And how did Chelsea catch Arsenal? I know they have their millions, but Arsenal really have been a world apart from anyone this year.
I'm not going to give up. You know, other people can give up. That's their right. But I'm not going to give up. I've got to keep on going for it, and I will.
I've said this before. It's a fantastic place to play football, and you know, you're going out there in front of 50,000 every week, and you know, we're lucky enough to do that, and not many people are. So, you know, let's get that straight. That, you know, it's a fantastic place to play football, and no one would want to leave here in a hurry because of that.
Everybody in Europe thinks we're one of the big clubs. Certainly the United and Touche think we are, and you can only go by the stats. And everybody else sees us as a big club. Perhaps sometimes we don't see ourselves as big as what other people see us.
But we've got the nucleus of a decent side here at Newcastle, and with a few additions. Whether we can challenge for the league title or not, I'm not sure. But with a few additions, I'm sure we're going to be a hell of a lot closer and win some silverware.
It's been a rugged year, it's been a very difficult year, but at the end of the day, on Sunday morning, I hope thousands of fans woke up like I did and looked back over the whole season and said, well, I tell you what, we haven't done bad.